Congrats on your engagement, Amy. I heard you officially got engaged today. I hope you live a wonderful life with my brother.
Huh? I don't need someone who failed their first marriage to tell me to live happily. I don't need someone like you to tell me what to do. How about you focus on your happiness instead? You failed your first marriage and now you're all alone. If you don't hurry up and find someone, you're going to live a sad life when you're older.
Yeah, you're right. I should hurry and find my happiness too. Anyway, moving back to the subject at hand, I want to send you guys a gift to congratulate you two. Do you have any home appliances or something that you've been wanting?
I don't need anything from you. Receiving a gift from someone who got divorced is just not something I need. I couldn't stand having something that someone like that would send to my house, so don't bother sending anything to us. Also, don't force yourself to get along with me.
Amy, did I do something to make you mad? You're being a bit colder than usual.
It's not that I don't like you specifically. I just don't like people who have gotten divorced. I don't want people like that around me.
But why?
We just got engaged today and we're so happy about it. Our future together is looking bright and I'm super happy about this, which is the complete opposite energy that you have. Your future is dark and you spend your days alone and sad. It feels like all that bad energy is going to spread over to me.
That's not true. Just because I've gotten a divorce doesn't mean that I'm living a sad life. I'm quite happy. You thinking that it's all bad vibes is rather rude of you.
But those who have gotten a divorce usually have friends who are just like them. I think that's pretty much a good reason why I shouldn't be around you. If you want us, especially your brother, to be happy, then you'll get the message and leave us be.
I mean, but we're family now. It sucks that I won't be able to get along with you.
I'm not happy about it either. I wanted for us to be able to go out for lunch and happily hang out with each other, and you could have given me some marriage advice. Because you're a divorced woman, you're practically useless.
Did you just call me useless?
I don't need someone who had a failed marriage to teach me anything. I would appreciate it if you could leave me alone as best as you can. I don't need your bad vibes to ruin my marriage.
Oh, really? Well, if that's how you feel, then I'll do as you ask and leave you alone. I won't send any gifts and avoid interaction with you as much as possible. I hope your happy married life lasts.
Hey, Miley. How are you doing?
I'm doing horrible, thanks to you. I didn't think that I would get a text from my ex-husband now, of all times.
What happened? What's with the attitude?
Because of you, my brother's wife completely hates me. Just when I thought that I would finally get a cute little sister, she completely blew me off, saying that she didn't want to be around a woman who had a failed marriage. Why do I have to go through something like this just because you and I got divorced?
Wow, that's pretty harsh. A bit funny, not gonna lie, but still harsh.
I would tell my brother about this, but I don't want to cause any problems for the newly wedded couple. You cheat on me and we get a divorce. My sister-in-law hates me and this year sucks. I should start looking up ways to get rid of this whole bad luck thing I've got going on.
Oh, poor you. I'm doing completely fine on the other hand. I met my soulmate.
You're what?
Yup, that's right. I've met my soulmate. The first time we met, it was like an electrical current ran through me. I'm going to marry that girl.
Hang on. What do you mean you met your soulmate? What happened to the woman you were seeing when we were married? I thought she was the one for you.
Well, turns out she wasn't the one.
Wasn't it?
I was very serious about pursuing a relationship with her. All she wanted was to have fun. Because of her, I had to deal with the alimony from our divorce, and yet she cut all contact with me.
Oh, wow. Poor you. You said you were going to marry that girl and handed me quite a large sum of money.
Yeah, but soon after that, I found my real soulmate on this dating app. The moment I saw her, it was like a Cupid shot me in the heart. What's even better is that she said that she wants to pursue a relationship with me in the hopes of getting married.
Congrats to you. Is that what you wanted to hear? I mean, why else would you announce this to your ex-wife? Or are you perhaps so bored that you figured you'd pass the time bugging me?
No, you've got it all wrong. I didn't text you to brag. I texted you because I wanted to ask for some advice.
Some advice?
The thing is, I had to end things with my soulmate because she said something about her parents who had already found her a suitor. So we had to end things, sadly.
How unfortunate of you guys.
Well, she tried her best to convince her parents, but it didn't work out. Turns out she's gonna have a wedding soon with that other guy.
Wow, you met your soulmate and you won't get your happily ever after. Sucks to be you.
No, I won't let this happen. I want to be happily ever after. She likely has not forgotten about me yet. I'm sure she's waiting for me to stop the wedding.
Wait, what do you mean that you're planning on crashing the wedding?
That's right. I think that this is the only way that this will work. I've been trying to plan on how I'm going to do this, so I decided to ask you which of these options would make her the happiest. Should I just go casually, or should I go in a tux?
What a pathetic question to be asking. Ask these questions to a different girl and not your ex-wife.
Well, I don't have any other female friends I could ask. I don't know if it's because of the divorce, but all my female friends distanced themselves from me.
Well, of course they did. You cheated on your wife. That makes you an enemy.
Which is why you're my only hope here. I'll send you the details about our wedding to you later, and once I get them. So please, help me out here.
Hey, Miley, it's been a while. Do you have time right now? I have a favor to ask. How rare for you to request something from me. It's a very simple request. You received the wedding invitation, yes? I want you to reply to the invitation stating that you're not attending. Why would I do that? Because I don't want you to be there, obviously. I didn't even want to send you the invitation in the first place. I obviously couldn't say that to Kent, so here I am contacting you directly about it. I'm guessing the reasoning behind this is because of my failed marriage. My bad vibes are going to ruin it. Yep, exactly that. Weddings are supposed to be full of joy and purity. If a person with a horrible aura like yours is there, then everything would be pointless. Horrible aura? That's the step up from bad vibes? Why do I have to endure this name calling for the simple fact that I got a divorce? I mean, but I'm not wrong about this. You were happily married and then your husband cheated on you. You get a divorce and now you're living a lonely life by yourself. I'm sure you're the type to curse any happy couples you see walking around. You have a horrible aura. I don't do things like that. Goodness, you're a helpless one. Here I am keeping my promise of leaving you alone, and yet here I am getting told that I'm not allowed to my own little brother's wedding? It's your fault for being a divorced wife with rancid vibes. Make sure you select not attending on the invitation. I already ripped up and threw away the invitation. Wait, why would you do that? I went out of my way to send you that invitation and you threw it away? Is it that you're upset about our marriage? You don't want to see us happy at the wedding, so you ripped up the invitation and threw it away? Huh? How rude of you to do such a thing. Bitter divorced women are a different level of scary. The scary one is you. To think that you were two-timing this whole time, I couldn't even imagine you to be that type of person, which makes it scarier. What? Me? You're accusing me of being a two-timer? The reason I ripped up the invitation is that I got a message saying that the wedding was canceled. My brother texted me a few minutes ago that he canceled the wedding so I could throw away that wedding invitation. So I decided to do exactly that. Huh? What do you mean the wedding is canceled? Why would he cancel the wedding? Your two-timing was brought to light, and that the person who you were seeing was going to crash your wedding. That would be reason enough to make sure that the wedding would be canceled. It's the most logical reaction. Hang on! There's no way that I would be a two-timer. I've been with your brother and your brother only. We just got married and have been happy since. There's no way I'd do something like that to ruin his happiness. Too bad for you, but I've been informed from the man you've been cheating on with. You can make up as many excuses and lies as you want. It won't change the fact that we know the truth. The man I've been cheating on with? To think that you were cheating on my brother with my ex-husband. He had no idea what was going on and was just talking for hours on end about everything. What? Hang on, wait. What do you mean he's your ex-husband? It's such a weird coincidence, right? The man who wants to get married again after divorcing me wants to marry my brother's wife. What a mess. Sounds like you guys have been together for about 6 months now? Not to mention you were planning on marrying him as well. Well, the thing is, you ended up picking my brother instead and lied to my ex-husband, saying that your parents had already found you a suitor and wouldn't accept your guys' relationship, so you ended things with him. Am I getting this right? No way. Why do you know about that as well? Well, that's because he told me everything. It seemed like he couldn't accept the relationship ending this way. So much so that he tried to resolve things his way. He didn't want to accept that you would get married to someone else who wasn't him. He was convinced that you were waiting for him to rescue you, so he made the plan to crash your wedding.
Crash the wedding?
He was planning out how to completely stop the wedding, going as far as to ask me for help. Which is how I found out and told everything to my brother. Of course, with proper evidence of your infidelity, which is why we're here now, with the wedding being canceled.
You're kidding, right? How did this all happen? I thought I managed to get rid of him perfectly. And what was he thinking, assuming that I would be waiting for him to rescue me?
I'm the one here who should be questioning things. I didn't think you were the type to cheat. A really big shock once the truth came out.
Of course, I love your brother so much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. He was just taking too long to propose to me, so I got bitter and impatient and decided to see another man for a while.
Oh, so you finally tell the truth.
Then your brother finally proposed to me, so I lied about my parents and broke up with your ex-husband. I thought that I would finally get the marriage life that I dreamed of. So how did everything turn upside down in an instant?
Well, if you guys end up getting a divorce, then you'll be a divorced woman just like me. Welcome to the club of rancid vibes, horrible auras, and just overall bad vibes.
I don't want that.
Make sure you guys talk out about what's going to happen now, okay?
Okay, hear me out, Miley. That woman was lying to me. She didn't have a suitor already. She just had a different man that she wanted to marry and cast me aside. She got all mad at me for ruining her life.
Oh no, your soulmate did all that to you? Poor you.
She wasn't my soulmate. This entire thing opened my eyes. Miley, let's get back together. We still have a chance, right?
What? You did not just say what I think you just said.
I didn't know that the woman I thought was my soulmate was your brother's wife. But in the end, it all leads back to you. You're my soulmate. You and I are tied by the red strings of fate.
Please stop with your idiotic rambling. I'm already with someone else I am planning to marry. Besides, you and I getting back together will never happen. Find someone else to marry.
You're with somebody else? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you're planning on getting remarried with a man other than me. I'm here for you, and yet you have a boyfriend?
Are you saying that after you decided to get with Amy after our divorce? It shouldn't matter if I'm with somebody else if you do the same.
It's only been barely a year since we parted. Are you getting married that quickly?
After getting divorced once, it just feels easier to get through some stages of a relationship faster. I think it's the feeling of not being afraid to lose anything. I'll just go for it, and if it goes bad, then I'll just end the relationship.
But, so you're not going to give us another shot?
Of course not. Just because things got easier for me doesn't mean that I would go for a man who I know isn't faithful. Anyway, take care of yourself. I'll be sure to show you that I'm living life happily.
What do I do, Miley? Your brother and I got divorced. He told me with such a scary look on his face to sign the papers and didn't even let me defend myself. He just left without a word. He wouldn't forgive me no matter how many times I apologized.
We're now the same. Congrats. You're now a bitter woman with bad vibes like me.
I didn't think that I'd ever have to go through this.
Oh, but wait. I guess you and I changed roles now since I'm getting married soon. Well, good luck on being seen as bitter.
Wait, you're getting remarried? You had a partner this whole time? That's not fair. I want to get remarried too. I want to fix our relationship and get married again.
You still haven't given up on my brother?
Of course not. I did love him. Sure, I did something stupid and cheated on him, but he is the one I love. Please, Miley, help us out. Help us get back together.
Sorry, Amy, but I don't think I could let my brother marry a bitter woman like you, so I can't help you out here.
But
divorced women are bitter and have such negative energy. All the negative energy might spread around, and I don't want that to happen. Weren't you the one who said something like that? So, listening to your words, I will not approve of you being with my brother. So it'd be better if you understood your place and left my brother alone. Forever. If you love him that much, then you could do that, right? I mean, you wouldn't want your negative energy to spread to your beloved, right?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making fun of you being divorced. I didn't think about how you felt and said all those horrible things to you.
You're a bit too late to apologize. Your divorce, your infidelity being revealed, it's all karma just getting back at you for your actions. If you have time to apologize like that, then maybe you should use it to rethink your life choices. Amy had to pay for the wedding venue cancellation fees along with alimony. My brother, who didn't know that she was making fun of the fact that I was a divorced woman, told me that he was glad he ended things with her quickly. Once Amy's friends, who were also divorced, heard about what happened to her, they all immediately returned the favor of cruel words she had once said to them. And they all eventually cut ties with her, claiming that her negative energy would spread to them. As for my ex-husband, he did send multiple messages about how sorry he was, but after I sent him a picture of how happy my current husband looked at our wedding, the messages stopped. A picture of someone's happiness is an effective thing, I learned.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Hey, Ellie, I'm going to take my daughter over to your house, so make sure to take good care of her. Ellie, could you please answer me when I text you?
Sorry, I was getting ready to leave and left my phone in the other room. What do you mean you're bringing Julia over to my house?
Well, I had no idea about this, but apparently she doesn't have school today. Because it's the school's 50th anniversary after its establishment. She's saying that she needs lunch. But I've already scheduled lunch with the girls. You know what I'm trying to say.
No, I really don't.
Well, I've been longing for this day for a really long time. I mean, who wouldn't? It's a buffet with cake and all kinds of sweets. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to take my daughter out for lunch and look after her until I come back.
I'm sorry for not being able to help, but I have a shift at work in an hour. So I won't be able to look after Julia today.
What? Well, that's too bad, because I already sent Julia on her way to your house. What? I am telling you, I can't look after her for today. I am literally about to leave. You say work, but it's literally a part-time job, isn't it? It's not like you're going to keep that job forever, so you shouldn't feel bothered about taking a day off.
I need to go because my contributions to the family savings are necessary to keep up with the level of living that we currently have.
But you don't even have kids to feed.
Haven't you heard from your brother that he moved jobs quite recently? He's starting as an entry-level employee, so his salary has gone down since his last job.
But that doesn't change the fact that you two don't have kids, right? I'm sure you don't spend nearly as much as I do having to feed my kids. Look, I'm sure you could manage to take one tiny day off of your low-paying job.
It's not just the money. If I suddenly take a day off out of nowhere, then it might ruin my image from my boss and colleagues.
Seriously? I'm starting to feel bad for you, honey. You have to act like a goody two-shoes at your own workplace? I'd suffocate if I were ever to have to work at a place like that. I mean, not that I'd ever know how you feel since I married an elite engineer at a mega tech company.
If you feel bad for me, then it would really help for you not to leave your child over at our house so often.
Why are you getting so worked up? Do you hate Julia or something?
Of course not. Julia is an amazing girl.
Then why are you complaining? I'm just letting my infertile sister-in-law have a taste of what it's like to raise a child, since she can't have one of her own. This is all out of the kindness of my heart. Why don't you show a little more appreciation for my efforts to make you feel better about yourself? Wow. And I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but you really did let our family down when we found out that you couldn't have kids. I mean, George is the only boy in the family, so he would have been our only hope to continue our bloodline. But thanks to you, he failed his mission. So I'm letting you prove your worth to the family by giving you a job. Be grateful. Such a useless wife. I feel so bad for poor George. We both know that you're just using me to your advantage because you don't want to do the work yourself. Oh, please. Look, as I said at the beginning of this conversation, I can't take care of Julia today. So just call her back to your house. No can do. I've sent her over and that's final. I'm right about to step out of the door, so she won't be able to unlock the door until I come home. Take good care of her. How could you be so irresponsible? Wouldn't it be irresponsible to abandon your niece and leave for work? Which is more important, your niece or your job? It's not a matter of which is more important to me. Before even discussing anything, she's your own daughter, isn't she? Then take responsibility for the life that you created yourself. My husband is out on a business trip right now. I'm taking care of my daughter all by myself. Can't I go on a little lunch break and have a little bit of fun with my friends? I wouldn't mind at all if it were once in a few months. You send Julia to our house without notice 2 or 3 times every month. If I could, then I would send her over every week. You know, I don't get much alone time when my husband is in town, so it's my chance to have quality time by myself. Julia is always bothering me and chains me down from having my alone time. Seriously? Even if that thought came to your mind, you shouldn't say that aloud as a mother. Is it really my fault that I'm tired of her, though? Even my own mother-in-law became cold all of a sudden when she found out that my baby was going to be a girl and not a boy. She left in the middle of the gender reveal. I guess everyone wants a boy so that their bloodline continues on. You haven't told Julia about that story, have you? I'm not that bored. I have more to do than tell stories to my kid. Thank God. But seriously though, ever since that girl was born, all that's changed is that I have more chores to take care of, and that's it. You know, if I'd known that it was going to be a girl, then I probably wouldn't have given birth. If she wasn't here, then I would have tons of time to go out partying like when I was single. I can't believe you just said all of that. How could God ever allow someone like this to become a mother and not me? I think God chose not to make you a mother so that you could babysit my kid. I hope you have fun with Julia. Well then, I'm sure she'll be there soon, so take good care of her. She hasn't eaten lunch yet, so make sure to give her some. Oh, and as a matter of fact, feed her some dinner too. Thanks so much, XOXO. How many times do I have to tell you that I have work today? Well, it's not like I can change my plans this suddenly. I'll text you when I'm coming home, so make sure to take Julia home by then, all right? Well then, see you. Wait, Haley! George! Haley did it again. She just sent Julia over and left.
What's the problem with that?
You know that I have work today. And she won't even read my texts or answer my calls, so I think she has me on mute right now. Could you please call her and convince her?
Convince her to what? If she had to make Julia come over, then wouldn't that mean that she had a valid reason to do so?
I mean, if you consider lunch with her friends as a valid reason.
Haley's been really busy taking care of her house and raising Julia. Why don't you cooperate a little and just let her have some fun once in a while?
Really? Once in a while? She's been sending her child over to us without notice over and over again for the past few months. I get that we all need a break once in a while, but that doesn't mean that she gets to disregard our needs whenever she wants.
2 or 3 times a month counts as once in a while. And you can't give birth to a child of our own anyways. You'd never understand how difficult it is to do her job as a mother. So why don't you cooperate a little and take some weight off of her shoulders?
All right.
Then why don't you take a day off from work and come take care of her?
Are you dumb or something? I'm taking care of an infertile, useless wife like you. I'm working a job that I don't even like for you. If you want to talk back to me, then I suggest that you do so after you start earning more than me with your part-time job.
The only reason that I can't make more money than I already do is because you want to qualify for the dependency deduction policy. If you would allow me to, then I would be making more by now.
Yeah. You can make all the excuses that you want. That doesn't change the fact that you'll never make more money than me. As a matter of fact, since you can't even give birth, the only way that you can make yourself useful is to do the work around the house.
Oh, so that's all I am to you? Seriously?
If you haven't noticed by now, I've been going through a lot after changing jobs. I don't have time for your nonsense. So why don't you solve some of your own problems on your own? I'm sure even your useless self will be able to do it.
Why do you have to word it like that?
Whatever, I don't have time for you. Just do whatever Haley's asking you to do. Think of it as my sister blessing you with an opportunity to get to feel like you're raising a child of your own.
You sound exactly like your sister right now.
That's great. I have to get back to work, so don't contact me until I tell you to. And also, excessive complaining is one of the top reasons for divorce, so watch out. You barely make any money with your job right now, and you don't have any savings. On top of that, you can't even have kids. No guy would want you, and you wouldn't be able to sustain yourself, so watch your mouth when you talk to me.
How could you say that to your own wife?
The only reason you're still my wife is because you're obedient. So I suggest that you shut your mouth and listen to my sister. Or else I'm gonna lose any reason to keep you around. Besides, Julia's a very common, unproblematic kid. You probably won't even notice that she's there.
But
I'm done with this conversation.
why won't you bother to listen to me? I had to tell my boss that I couldn't show up last week, too. I'll lose my job if I keep doing this. George? Hey, Ellie, what are your plans for the 15th to the 22nd of next month? I just have work like always. Wait, you have work for the whole week? Wow, I could never work like a slave like that. I don't have to go every day, but I still have to show up for a couple extra days to make up for the days I took off to look after your daughter. See, I told you that you could make it work. Well then, I guess that means that you'll be able to make things work for next month too then. What do you mean by make things work? The truth is, I'm gonna go on a family trip with my parents and my brother. A family trip? Yup, we're going overseas. I just finished renewing my passport today. Wait, then why can't you just take your daughter with you? Why would I take my daughter on the family trip? What do you mean? My family is me, my brother, and my parents. No one else counts as family. What? But she's your own daughter. We can't take a kid everywhere we go. Besides, I want to go to bars and parties during the night. And how am I going to hook up with anyone if there's a kid with me? I'm way too young and good-looking for guys to leave alone. That's your reason for leaving your daughter behind with me? What do you think your husband is going to say about that? It doesn't matter. He's always away on business trips anyway. I just tell him that you're constantly asking me if you can have Julia over. Since, you can't have children of your own. Why would you lie about that? Thanks to my explanation, my husband doesn't have a doubt in his mind that Julia always stays over at your place out of mutual agreement. But I've never begged you to let me have Julia over before. So, you should really fix your attitude. You'd never understand how it feels to be a mother anyway. The only way that you can make yourself worth anything is to work for me. So I suggest that you do that. The only way to make myself worth anything? It's already been decided that we're going on the trip. So just give up and be prepared to take care of her for a week. Whatever. Fine. I'll be sure to prepare really well for that.
we're about to go to the airport in George's car. I sent Julia on her way to your house, so take good care of her. I mean, George would throw you right away if you don't, so it's not like you have a choice. I never would have expected my brother marrying an infertile woman to be this useful.
There's no need for him to throw me away. I've already divorced him.
What? What do you mean you've already divorced him?
I turned in the necessary papers, so now we're officially divorced.
I haven't felt this free in so long. I don't understand. George is saying that he has no idea what you're talking about.
He's been using a signed divorce paper to blackmail me into doing what he wants me to. The same thing has been going on for a while, and it was starting to get annoying. So I just signed my part of the papers and turned them in.
That doesn't count. He was just joking.
Since when do people sign divorce papers as a joke? And no matter what you say it is, if you sign an official paper, then it automatically possesses power. I wanted to get the divorce done anyway, so I don't think there's an issue at all.
So what if you do get divorced? You're just a useless part-time worker who doesn't have money or any skills. You wouldn't make it through a single month without George.
I'll be fine. I was just officially hired full-time by the place that I was working part-time at.
Wait, full-time? You got a job?
Yep. I've already finished moving out of the house thanks to the tiny amount of savings that I had left. I'll be living in the company's dorm from now on, so your brother won't ever have to see me anymore. I have a job in my own place now, so I don't need him anymore. I mean, the legal procedures are complete, so we're legally strangers anyway.
Wait, you already left your house? Then who's gonna look after Julia while I'm gone?
You don't have to worry one bit about Julia. She's meeting up with someone who can take way better care of her than a complete stranger like me, right about now.
She doesn't have any family nearby other than you.
Of course she does. Someone who cares about her well-being more than you ever could. You know, the one last family member that isn't with you right now.
You're bluffing. There's no way. That one last person is somewhere in Asia right now. There's no way he could just fly back here. In fact, he already told me that he wasn't coming back home until the end of this month.
Well, I guess there was a change in plans because he told me that he took a paid leave and flew back here.
What? But he never told me anything about that. Do you think you can just make him come back because you can't take care of Julia? How irresponsible are you?
Me? Through the eyes of anyone who has a normal thought process, you're obviously the one who's irresponsible here.
I'm not irresponsible.
Well, I think your husband disagrees with you. Deeply.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I explained every single detail about what's been happening between us regarding Julia to your husband.
Like, every single detail?
Yep.
Wait, how on earth do you know my husband's number?
Remember the New Year's party that we had with the whole family?
Yeah.
Well, I asked him for his contact details during that party. You know, since I'd been looking after Julia for quite a while. I just thought that it would be good to have both of your contacts in case there was any type of emergency. At the time, I thought that your husband was just the same as you and your brother, and that he was fine with making me take care of your daughter as a way to patronize me for being infertile. But after you told me that he didn't know that I was being forced to do this, I decided to take a chance and reach out to him, to tell him what was really going on.
Wait, so how much does he know?
Everything there is to know. The fact that I'm not willingly taking care of his daughter, and that you've been forcing me to do your job as a mother, even on days when I should really be at work. I also told him in great detail about how you, your mother, and your brother have changed completely after finding out that I won't be able to have kids. The way that you all would use me like a maid, saying that that's the only thing I'm good for?
You're joking.
Nope. And I got a very long and sincere apology from him after telling him all of this. He apologized for believing everything that you told him instead of making sure for himself.
My husband apologized to you?
Yep. And after I told him that I'd made dinner for Julia many times but hadn't received any money for it, he handed me a pretty large sum of money, saying that it was for any unpaid compensation and expenses.
What? He shouldn't be paying a single penny to you. The money that he earns belongs to our family. Give it back.
Why don't you tell that to your husband? I'm sure the two of you will be having a long talk about money after this. I've heard that figuring out the whole thing about child support can be a hassle.
Wait, what do you mean, child support?
Well, I mean, you have children and you're getting divorced, so there will be some child support that you're going to have to pay.
Divorce? What do you mean, divorce? This is your fault. My husband divorced me and took my child. He took everything from me. He's even saying that I'll have to pay him child support. What are you gonna do about this? He was the best option that I was ever going to find.
What do you mean it's my fault? It sounds like all of this is the result of your own actions.
Shut up. I've already told George, so he's going to have a long talk with you about this.
I would love to have a long talk with George, but I've already blocked him, so that won't be happening.
Wait, you blocked him?
Yep. I just thought it would be easier for me to have my lawyer do everything, so I just sent him my lawyer's number and blocked him after that. Even though the divorce is done, we still have to discuss terms about how to divide the assets that we own and things like that. Besides, I'll be suing him for all of the verbal and mental harassment that he's dealt me about being infertile. So I'm gonna need a lawyer anyways.
Wait, do you seriously think that you're in a place to be suing other people? Because you're dead wrong. We should be suing you, if anything.
Well, I'm suing you along with your brother.
Why?
Do you not remember the countless times that you made me go through physical labor against my will?
What physical labor?
The physical labor of taking care of your daughter while you were out having fun. I'm not sure about how much I'll be able to get from you on this, but no one's getting away unbothered.
Do you know what you're doing? I might get divorced from my husband. I won't be able to pay anything. Everything was going perfectly until you ruined it.
Your own actions are what took away the trust that you once had from your husband. And I can say that with confidence because I can tell how deeply your husband loves your daughter, unlike you.
What am I supposed to do now? I finally found someone who earns tons of money and isn't home most of the time. He was perfect.
He told me that he was going to have you pay him back.
Pay him back what?
All of the money that you spent for yourself when it was really meant for Julia.
Oh no. Please stop him.
Why?
Well, I kind of lied about some of the expenses that I said were for Julia's school clubs and other fees, and I used it to go out for lunch and buy things for myself.
Great. I'll be sending a screenshot of what you just said to your husband.
No! Wait, I'm just kidding.
You told him that she was on the soccer team, volleyball team, swim team, and chess club, right? I can't wait until he finds out that Julia's only on the chess club and that she never needed equipment for any sport. You took pictures of her during tryouts for those teams, and you're still using those pictures to lie, right? He's saying that he'll take every single cent and every single lie into account and figure out how much he'll be suing you for.
But my perfect plan.
Look, I'm sure every parent has their ups and downs. But it's just wrong to see you use your own child to your advantage to get some extra money. That's just not acceptable. I'll be handing our whole conversation to your husband, so be prepared.
Wait, please. Aren't you my older sister? I'm begging you, don't make things worse. Ellie, I can't go on a trip like this.
Haley and her husband ended up getting divorced as warned, and as you could probably have guessed, her husband got the rights to Julia. After finishing the legal process, I heard that Julia moved to another country with her father. As announced, I sued my ex-husband and his sister for compensation. They both ended up losing against me and tried to rely on their parents for money. But they just ended up getting ridiculed by their parents and kicked out of their house. I guess I know where they got their amazing personalities from now. As of right now, I don't know or care about what the two are doing or where they are.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.